Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, I'd like to welcome you to your first official day as a Chuck E. Cheese's StarCast member. Give yourselves a hand. Thanks for being a part of my team. You know, you have a huge but fun responsibility. When you come to work, it's like you're on a magical stage called Chuck E. Cheese's. Our guests want a magical experience, and that's what we give them, no matter what we're doing. If you're on location, it's showtime. Have fun making magic.
Welcome again to Chuck E. Cheese's. Are you ready for a great orientation? We have put together this DVD and flip chart to make sure you have a thorough orientation and a clear vision of your part of this team. We will review the key points you will learn: company history, our purpose, magic and hospitality, discrimination and harassment, responsible alcohol service, safety and security, and appearance standards. There will be quizzes after each section, so make sure you pay close attention. A specific training program has been designed for new cast members like you, which includes videos, manuals, testing and validation, so that you will feel confident in taking care of our guests. Remember, your manager can answer any questions you may have. They are here for you.
As you train for your specific area, it's a good idea to review your training material the night before so you'll be well prepared for the next day's training. After training with your Team 2 trainer, you'll be tested on each area that you complete. A passing grade is 90% or above, so be sure to pay close attention to your trainer. The next step is validation. This is training time set aside when you practice what you've learned with your trainer so you'll be ready to take care of our guests on your own. All cast members are revalidated twice a year to ensure that any product changes which might have occurred are reinforced and that all other standards are refreshed. Your manager will give you a copy of the CEC handbook. Please take it home with you. It's yours to keep and to refer back to. Take time to read it and ask questions if there's something you're unsure of. You'll be asked to sign and tear out the front page indicating you've read, reviewed your copy of the handbook. Our goal is to make sure that you get the best training possible so that every guest leaves happy and you can have a great time while you work. Good luck and have fun. Now here's our president, Mike Magusiak.
Welcome to Chuck E. Cheese's. I'm Mike Magusiak, president of the company, and I've been a member of our team since 1987. You've joined the leader in the restaurant and entertainment industry, and I hope that you have a fun and rewarding career at Chuck E. Cheese's. We have a unique ability to touch the lives of children. They love to hug Chuck E. Cheese and have a fun and interactive experience with their family and friends, playing our games and watching our show and enjoying our delicious pizza. Our operating objective is that every guest leaves happy, and I believe that you'll make the difference. So take great care of our guests and have fun at Chuck E. Cheese's. Now here's the Chief Executive Officer of CEC, Dick Frank, with some insight into the company values.
At Chuck E. Cheese's, we have taken the time to articulate key values that we have chosen to embrace as an organization. We believe in the inherent worth of the individual is one of those values. Now, what does that really mean? Simply stated, it says we believe in each and every person, all people. We care about people, every person, any person. There doesn't need to be a business connection or reason. It's just that at Chuck E., we want people who care and respect one another, our guests, and anyone else they may encounter. Secondly, we believe our greatest asset is our people. Yes, most if not all companies say this, but we understand that it is people who ultimately make the difference. Any company can spend money for nice buildings, make pizza, and buy games. But what sets us apart is you, the quality of our people. Thirdly, we demand of ourselves and the others we deal with the highest level of integrity. Never ever compromise your integrity. How you get results does matter. Teamwork is also a critical value at our company. Working together doesn't only bring out the best in all of us, it brings out the best in each of us. And lastly, life is short. Have fun playing on a great team. Take these values to heart. Make sure they are part of you because they are definitely a part of us. I would encourage you to reread the company values from time to time. reflect on them, and come to understand their true meaning. They should help to guide you through your career with our company. Without a commitment from each of us, they can be but words on a piece of paper. But together, we can ensure they are not just words, but instead the essence of what makes our company great. What is our business purpose? Our purpose is to serve the guest, and when we are not serving the guest, we should be serving someone who is. That is where the Support Center comes in. The CEC Support Center is located in Irving, Texas. Since we are not in the locations directly serving our guests, our role is to serve you. That starts with Mike, with myself. Everyone at the Support Center views their role to be in support of you, to serve you, to meet your needs, to respond to your request, to make your job easier, and thus enable you to ensure an outstanding experience for your guests. That is the primary reason the Support Center exists. Please don't hesitate to call upon any of us.
We have a proud and rich history at Chuck E. Cheese's that spans more than 30 years. We're proud of the past and more excited about the future. We've got the best product and people in the industry and look forward to building more Chuck E. Cheese's in the United States and Canada.
Our first Chuck E. Cheese's opened in 1977 in San Jose, California. Based on the continuing evolution of our concept and our excellent financial results, we took our company public on January 3rd, 1989. We continued to grow our concept with increased comparable store sales and new unit growth. During 1998, we changed our corporate name from Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated to CEC Entertainment Incorporated, which more appropriately reflects our strong Chuck E. Cheese name brand. Also during 1998, we transferred to the New York Stock Exchange, where shares are currently traded under symbol CEC. Today, we operate over 500 corporate and franchise locations. Your manager will go into more detail about our company history, philosophy, and workplace practices using the flip chart. Now is a great time to ask your manager any questions you may have before taking quiz number 1. Be sure to pause the DVD.
Well, how'd you do on that quiz? Hopefully you did great. Now let's go over our purpose and magic. Watch this next section and I'll see you in a little while.
While Chuck E. Cheese's has had a storied past, our future will be determined on how well we take care of our guests. Throughout your training, you will hear a lot about making magic for our guests. Making magic is simply going out of your way to do the unexpected. Sometimes it's as small as wishing a child a happy birthday, or even helping mom or dad carry all those birthday packages to their car. No matter how big or small, magic is what keeps them coming back.
Wow, that sure was fun. You'll be hearing a lot about making magic here at my place. Road shows and ticket splashes are just a couple of ways I make magic. I wonder what you could do to make those magical moments for our guests. Yeah, now that's magic. Now that's what I'm talking about. All right, that's some serious magic.
You know, we have 2 rules here at Chuck E. Cheese's. The first rule is that every guest leaves happy. And the second is that we have fun while we work. So Mike, why do we call them guests?
Well, a visit to Chuck E. Cheese's is like attending a huge party. When you have a party at your own home, you go out of your way to make sure your guests have a great time. It's the same thing at Chuck E. Cheese's. Making our guests happy is our #1 priority. If you had the opportunity to talk to many of our guests, you'd find out Chuck E. Cheese's is more than just a visit for fun and games. It's a special occasion. There are a lot of special moments in a young child's life. It could be the visit to the doctor, a first trip to the dentist, a reward for good grades at school, or a birthday. Whatever the reason, it's a special moment, and it's up to us and you to create that magical moment that makes the memory for a lifetime.
Remember, it's up to you to create the magic. Without it, we're just another pizza place.
You might be asking, what if a guest isn't happy? On those rare occasions where you may encounter a guest complaint, all you have to do is remember, SLAM. Smile, listen, apologize, and get your manager. Your manager is trained to handle the rest. Remember, it's up to all of us to make sure every guest leaves happy. Now let's watch a clip about hospitality.
Well, here we are, Dennis. You know, Chuck E. Cheese has been around for a long time. Well, nearly 30 years.
30 years, that's unbelievable, Todd. And you know what? In all that time, Chuck E. Cheese has been widely known as the leaders in the industry when it comes to providing food, fun, and games, all at a reasonable price.
Yeah, and don't forget, we also offer great service.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Pizza, plates.
Yeah, we ordered sausage pizza.
Man, that's unbelievable. You know, good service just isn't good enough anymore, Todd. You know that? I mean, were you blowing away at Kid Shack, Cash, or delivering this wrong pizza? You know, it's down home, genuine hospitality that's going to keep our guests coming back. I mean, imagine if we treated people like that in our own homes.
Hey man, let's you did want me to come over, right? Didn't you? Get out. But if I, okay, drinks in the fridge? Don't get up. I'll get it.
Wow, Chucky, I'm not so sure I'd come back if I was his guest. Dick and Mike say that great guest hospitality is the secret to an increase in sales. It's delivering an unforgettable magical experience to every guest on every visit, every opportunity. But what's the difference between average service today and magical hospitality? Chuck, let me ask you. With the service standards today, it seems like it's easy to be the best in terms of hospitality. So how do we get started?
Well, it starts with our #1 cornerstone, make magic. Without it, you won't be able to achieve our operating objective of every guest leaves happy. The magic begins when we understand that we are here to take care of every guest. Not most of the guests, but every guest. See, the magic is complete when every guest feels like they have been welcomed, served, entertained, and thanked with genuine hospitality.
Okay, but really, what is magic?
Magic is creating a fun and caring atmosphere for our guests. It's providing service to our guests with genuine hospitality.
Okay, so how do we really define what service is?
Well, service is just the basics of each job function. It's the minimum of what we do and what we say to our guests.
Well then, what's the difference really between that and hospitality?
Hospitality is going over the top. It's doing and saying much more. It's personalizing each guest's visit. It's doing and saying things that make them feel special. It's how we perform our job functions. It's cordial and generous treatment of our guests. What makes a great guest experience is different for everyone, you know. First, we need to identify the guest's needs and desires and what they really came to Chuck E. Cheese's for.
Guests judge us in 4 key areas. Product quality, that's the food and entertainment, service, atmosphere, and value. Now obviously the first 3 largely determine value. And value, quite simply, is the experience divided by the dollars they spend.
Right, Todd. I mean, our guests, adult guests, love Chuck E. Cheese for Kid Shack,
especially moms.
Yeah, and it's important to them that we provide a perfectly clean facility.
Especially the restrooms and the toddler area.
Absolutely. And our guests love us for great pizzas, sal bar, and service. But you know, Todd, it's even more than that. It's that we care. As a cast member at Chuck E. Cheese, it's up to us to ensure that each guest feels important and that we care, that we truly care about their experience. Remember, we don't serve millions of guests each year. We serve our guests one at a time. Now that's a magical experience.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to focus on 3 key hospitality points. It's really this simple. First, delivering first-class service starts with making the guests feel welcome using the 5-10 rule. Warmly wave, smile, and make eye contact with any guest within 10 feet, and verbally acknowledge any guest within 5 feet. Just as you would a good friend you pass, making them feel like a valued guest. The 5-10 rule. Now that's hospitality. That shows we care. After greeting the guests in our area, say, "Have a magical day." You must use this salutation at kid check, cashier, the dining room, and even in the game room as you greet the guest or introduce yourself.
You know, each interaction with every single guest needs to be awesome, not average, and memorable, not just ordinary. Do we wow the guests and we show them that we care about them? You know, do we provide recommendations for our first-time guests? Do we recognize our regulars and guests that are celebrating really any occasion? We want our guests walking out the door saying, "Now that's hospitality."
And lastly, when we interact with a guest, we can sincerely say, "It's my pleasure," or "It's a pleasure serving you today." Basically, just replace "You're welcome," or even worse, "No problem," with a sincere "It's my pleasure" when a guest thanks you. If our guests experience these 3 items from several of our cast members and managers, wouldn't they say, "Now that's hospitality"?
You know, tone and body language sure tells a guest how they're viewed too, good or bad. Stand tall, smile, make eye contact. And when the guest enters within 5 to 10 feet, you're on. It's showtime. So greet them within 3 seconds and make it warm and make it fun.
Now the words you use are also critical. While "next" or "can I take your order" are examples of average greetings, they are not awesome hospitality greetings. As you talk to the guests during their visit, try using some of these words and greetings instead of the ones other places use. Now let's see how we can really apply this in our store.
Hi! Have you ever been to Chuck E. Cheese before? You have? I thought I recognized you. Let me stamp your hand. All right, well make sure you ask your cashier about how to get free tokens. Have a magical day.
Hey, welcome to Chuck E. Cheese. My name is Tony. You guys ready to have some fun? Let's see. Our family saver looks like the perfect plan for you. That includes 1 large pizza, 4 soft drinks. Here we go, Mr. Smith. Sign right here and we'll be off and running.
Thanks a lot. You've been so helpful.
It's my pleasure serving you, Mr. Smith. Have a magical day.
Thanks.
My name's Marie. I'm your game room attendant, so if you come in with any problems with games, don't hesitate to ask. It's my pleasure to take care of you. And you know what? Just for that, here's a free token for another great game of Super Shot today. Have a magical day.
Hey, how's it going? Did you have fun in the game room today? Wow, look at all those tickets. Great job. Let's see what you can win today.
Hey guys, ready to leave already? All right, let me just check your numbers. Okay, 77 and 77. All right, have a magical day. Thanks for coming.
Did you see that? What a difference the proper body language and greetings make. Treat each guest like a long-lost friend, not somebody you could care less about.
Hey man, what's up? Come on in. Good to see you. Come on in. Thanks. Hey, we've been waiting for you. Why don't you guys sit on down there? All right. And we're waiting for the other guys to get here. But I tell you, you want a Coke? Yeah. Sure. Have a seat, man. Okay. Yeah, let me open that for you. Nice. I tell you what, the game's gonna be on shortly. And is there anything I can get you? We got burgers on the grill. You just hang out. Okay. I'll be right back. Awesome.
Yeah, now that's hospitality, and they'll be back. And hey, use your awesome personality and really let it shine.
These are just a few examples. Don't be a robot. Have some flair when talking with our guests. Make it fun. But don't you agree that hospitality is what keeps our guests coming back time and time again?
Absolutely, Todd. Let's review. There are 3 key areas that are critically important to our guest experience. Pay attention, because everyone is responsible for them, no matter where you work in these 4 walls. The 5-10 rule. With eye contact, greet them and make them feel welcome. Show them that you care. Second, have a magical day. Use this as a salutation or greeting in each area. Don't just say it. It's your responsibility to make their day magical. And third, it's my pleasure. Use this sincerely in place of you're welcome. You can say this just about anywhere. Make the feel for real.
Now that's hospitality. We are committed to hospitality and a great guest experience. Every interaction a guest has with our cast, our food, or our facility forms a positive or negative impression of our restaurant. Positive impressions will make the guests feel important and want to return. If you follow these steps, Chuck E. Cheese's will be the place to dine.
Making magical memories. Now that's hospitality. As a cast member of this team, you make the hospitality feel for real. When the guest wins, we win. And you do too.
Now that's hospitality.
As you can see, guests come to Chuck E. Cheese's for many reasons. Our marketing department does a tremendous job of trying to get our guests to come visit us. We sponsor various children's programs on PBS, run coupons in the Sunday paper, email blasts, and have some awesome commercials. Now it will be up to you to make a difference to every guest who visits us. You make the difference with everything you do, no matter how small that may be. We promise the guest a great time, and it's our job to make sure that we make magic. Chuck E. Cheese and his friends Helen Henney, Jasper T. Jowls, Mr. Munch, and Pasquale entertain our guests 7 days a week. Your manager will let you know the specific hours of operation for your location. We are closed on Christmas Day company-wide and on Thanksgiving in the U.S. It takes everyone working together as a team to ensure that every guest has a magical experience.
Okay, you've just seen a little about magic, hospitality, and how to handle a guest complaint. Now let's go to your flip chart. Your manager will go into much greater detail about these key items for you. So go ahead and pause the DVD.
Now you need to pay close attention to the next clip, and don't forget about the quiz at the end. At Chuck E. Cheese's, we believe that people are our greatest asset, and that we are committed to ensuring that our people are treated fairly. We want to make sure that our employees have a great place to work and that it's free of any type of discrimination or harassment. Any employee who engages in this conduct will be subject to disciplinary action or termination.
So what is harassment? There are two types of harassment: sexual harassment and hostile work environment. Sexual harassment is anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. One example would be quid pro quo, which is a Latin phrase meaning this for that. Some examples include basing salary or promotion upon the granting of a sexual favor or continuing a personal relationship. To merely imply to an employee that keeping their job is based upon granting of sexual favor or pursuing a personal relationship. Or to state or imply that an employee's promotion in the company is related to the sex of that employee or the granting of a sexual favor or relationship. This second type of harassment is called hostile work environment, which is any type of conduct that unreasonably interferes with another employee's work or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. Some examples include music with offensive lyrics, bringing or displaying in the workplace any materials having offensive content, or telling jokes which include any racial, ethnic, disability-related, discriminatory, or sexual content.
As a member of CEC, you should be aware that the issue of whether the conduct is considered harassment might depend on how that conduct is viewed by the employee who is subjected to it. This also applies even if the conduct might not have been intended as offensive. Chuck E. Cheese's anti-harassment policies apply not only to Chuck E. Cheese employees, but to our guests and vendors as well. Any StarCast member who believes that he or she has been subjected or exposed to any form of harassment or discrimination must immediately report the alleged incident and the names of the individuals involved to someone with the authority to intervene. A complaint of harassment or discrimination must be directed to any one of the following persons: any of your restaurant's assistant managers, or senior managers, your general manager, your restaurant's area director or district manager, your restaurant's regional vice president, any human resources manager or director, or the Vice President of Human Resources.
Chuck E. Cheese's has an open door policy. This means that no member of management is ever too busy to discuss any concerns that you have relating to your work environment. Any employee can report an incident of harassment or discrimination by contacting Human Resources at 1-800-224-8257. All complaints will be treated in a confidential manner. Upon receipt of a complaint, an investigation will be made promptly. If the investigation determines that an individual engaged in conduct in violation of Chuck E. Cheese's policy, corrective action will be taken immediately, including the possibility of termination of the appropriate party. It's very important that you understand harassment and how to avoid a potential situation or resolve one may it occur. Remember that we have an open door policy, so feel free to speak to any member of management or the Human Resources Department if you have any questions or concerns. Every employee at Chuck E. Cheese has the right to come to work and do their job without being subject to harassment.
Take a few minutes to review with your manager the discrimination and harassment section of the flip chart, as well as the employment policies and procedures. If you have any questions, now's a great time to ask before taking your next quiz. You can now pause the DVD. So, did you learn anything about our policies? Do you remember what an open door policy is? Great. Let's go to the next section, responsible alcohol service.
As you know, we are a restaurant where almost half of our guests are adults, parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. Nearly all of them are here to eat food, and some choose to have beer or wine with their food. We do not promote, advertise, or suggestively sell alcohol in any way. Nor do we permit any Chuck E. Cheese's employee to consume alcohol on the premise, whether on or off the clock, even if the employee is of legal age. It is merely for those guests who choose to have it. The issue is not whether we sell alcohol or not, but that we serve it responsibly. That's where you come in. We owe it to our guests to have a great time in our restaurants. If they choose to have beer or wine, we must ensure that they don't consume too much and have a safe ride home. After all, we want all of our guests to return again and again. First off, we need to discuss the legal aspects and liabilities of serving alcohol. Third-party liquor liabilities or dram shop laws state that the server, manager, and company can be held liable for guests' actions if he or she injures himself or herself or another party as a result of becoming intoxicated at one of our restaurants. This includes both criminal and civil liability. That means you can be sued or arrested for not following the laws. It's just not worth it. It is illegal to serve the following type of people: minors, even if they are with their parents, intoxicated individuals, or known habitual alcoholics. There is no penalty for refusing to serve someone you suspect is one of the above. Legal serving age. Please refer to the training manual or any other updates to ensure you are of legal age in your state or province to pour, sell, or serve alcohol. That means if you are under the age to serve, you cannot check IDs, ring it up, pour it, or serve it. In some states or provinces, you must be of legal age to even clear off cups containing beer while bussing a table. If you are not old enough, get someone who is. Legal drinking age. If you are a cashier of legal age to serve or a manager, it is your responsibility to make sure that the guest is of legal age to consume alcohol.
Did you know that many states allow decoy programs that send in underage people to buy at establishments that sell beer? If the cashier fails to card that person or the cashier is underage, both the cashier and the manager could serve time in jail as well as pay a fine, and the company could lose their liquor license. It takes all of our efforts to ensure that when we do serve alcohol, we serve it responsibly. To be sure guests are old enough, you'll need to start by checking the IDs of everyone, no matter how old they appear, and knowing which IDs are valid. A valid ID is one of the following: a valid driver's license with a picture, a state or province issued ID with the picture, federal military ID card, a U.S. or foreign passport.
In many states, it is okay to only accept your state's driver's license. If you do accept out-of-state licenses, use an ID checking guide to ensure that they are valid. When looking to check the authenticity of the ID, have them remove it from their wallet. Look at the state seal, expiration date, and make sure the description matches the person. Do the math. Ensure they are of legal drinking age in your state or province. Look for fake or altered information. If you have any doubts, get a manager. Remember, you may serve only one alcoholic beverage per person per valid ID. Blood alcohol content, or BAC, is the amount of alcohol in someone's bloodstream. If a person drinks faster than his or her body can process the alcohol, it gets absorbed into the bloodstream and begins taking effect. In some states, 0.10 is the legal limit to get a DWI. Most states have begun lowering that to 0.08 or even 0.05. But how much does it take to reach those levels? It depends. Let's look at some facts about alcohol. 1 drink equals 1 12-ounce beer, and 1 4-ounce glass of wine equals half an ounce of alcohol.
If the average 150-pound person has 1 large beer, or the equivalent of 2 drinks in 1 hour, they may be as high as 0.05% of blood alcohol content. It takes the body about 1 hour to eliminate the serving of alcohol in 1 drink. But if the person drinks faster than that, it will begin to be absorbed into the bloodstream and impact their judgment. You can see by this chart here how many drinks it takes for the average person to reach certain BAC levels. Don't allow them to get intoxicated or even close. For example, a 180-pound person who's had 2 large beers, which equals about 4 drinks, would be about 0.08% BAC. It's time to stop serving them. A good rule of thumb is 1 drink per hour.
Since a guest may order from more than one cashier or party hostess, it is imperative that everyone communicates and is aware of how much someone has had. Showroom attendants and birthday hostesses need to observe cups on the tables as they are interacting with their guests and notify their manager of potential problems. Since you may not be the only one serving a guest, it is important that you not serve a person to the level close to intoxication. Remember, you could be held liable. Let's look at the warning signs. First stage, alcohol reduces inhibitions. The guest may be loud or overly friendly and annoy others around them. The second stage, alcohol impairs judgment. They may become argumentative or use foul language, especially if you stop serving them. If someone is at this point, immediately notify the manager. The third stage, alcohol slows down reaction time. Glassy eyes, slurred speech, increased consumption rate. The fourth stage, alcohol hinders coordination. Spilling drinks, dropping things, stumbling. The manager on duty will not only cut them off, they will also ensure they have a safe ride home either with a sober guest in their party or a taxi at our expense. Remember, time is the only thing that helps someone sober up. At any time, if a guest becomes violent or abusive to a cast member or manager, they are no longer a guest and it's time for them to leave. Management may call security or the police if they feel it is necessary. Don't touch or try to restrain a guest, especially if they've been drinking. People are our greatest asset.
Just remember, the Chuck E. Cheese's is a fun place where families can enjoy their time together. We must act as a team to ensure that they have a great time here and get home safely. Go ahead and press pause to review the flip chart with your manager. And don't forget, you have an upcoming quiz.
So how'd you do on that quiz? Again, I'm sure you did great. Now let's focus on safety and security. Our company values cast members and guests above anything else. Our safety and security guidelines are intended to keep you, our employees, and guests safe. In 1996, CEC implemented a safety awareness program to help educate all cast members on safe working practices. Key elements of this program are the safety and security training video, monthly safety poster, quarterly safety committee meetings, hazardous material information program, and a bloodborne pathogen kit. As a CEC cast member or manager, we ask you to follow these common sense safety awareness practices. Clean as you go, keep floors clean of spills and obstacles, inform management of any unsafe working conditions, no horseplay, handle only equipment you've been trained to operate, and report all injuries to your manager.
At Chuck E. Cheese's, we want all of our employees to work in a safe and secure environment. Each cast member has a personal responsibility in preventing accidents and observing safe practice rules and instructions that are related to your working environment. They include the following: incorporate safety into every job procedure. Know and obey all safe practice rules. A monthly safety poster is provided in the break area to instruct you of safety warnings and procedures. Report all injuries to your manager, no matter how minor they may appear to be. Caution fellow cast members when they perform unsafe acts. Ask questions when there is any doubt concerning safety. Report all unsafe conditions to your manager immediately. Attend all CEC-sponsored training and safety meetings. Ask your manager to explain any rules or guidelines you do not understand. All cast members are required to follow and support all procedures and guidelines of the CEC safety program. Failure to follow these guidelines may result in disciplinary action or termination. Remember, we always encourage your suggestions concerning safety in our locations. As you get into the routine of everyday workplace happenings, don't forget that something as simple as just being aware of your surroundings can help to keep you safe. If you are leaving the building after dark, ask someone to walk with you or make sure someone watches you reach your vehicle safely. Always have your keys ready to allow quick entry into your vehicle. If you notice any suspicious activity, report it to your manager. When you are arriving to work, be sure to lock your vehicle and take care that valuables are not left on display as temptation for a potential thief. CEC is not responsible for damage or theft of your vehicle or valuables inside. Never open locked doors after closing. Once the front door is locked for closing, it can only be opened by a manager. Trash should never be taken out after dark. You may be providing a potential situation for a robbery to occur. As you continue your workday, be aware of potential hazards such as spills, objects on the floor, or children climbing on games. Also be sure to only use equipment for which you've been properly trained. Some kitchen equipment requires you to be at least 18 years of age to operate or clean. Improper lifting can also result in injury. Remember to lift from the knees and ask for assistance if you need it. If you or anyone else is injured in the workplace, report it immediately, no matter how minor you may think it is. If you have any questions concerning any of the CEC approved chemicals, refer to the material safety data sheets or ask your manager.
If inclement weather such as tornadoes, winter storms, or hurricanes occur, know your store's procedures for you and your guests to reach safety. In case of fire, ensure that you are aware of the location of all fire extinguishers and know how to use them if necessary. First of all, pull the pin, stand 8 to 10 feet away, aim at the base of the fire, and spray with a continuous back and forth motion. Do you know where your emergency exits are in your location? If not, be sure to review them with your manager. There is also a SkyTube evacuation plan located in the break area to educate you on the proper procedure of removing guests from the tubes during an emergency. You will need to review this to ensure we handle an evacuation well. In any emergency situation, think clearly, act quickly, and remain calm. Execute the emergency procedures for your location and follow your manager's instructions on keeping everyone safe. Now pause the DVD. Your manager will now explain your location's specific evacuation plan and where to meet outside.
We have a strict no-tolerance policy concerning drugs in the workplace. StarCast members and managers are strictly prohibited from using, possessing, selling, or offering any controlled substance including narcotics, drugs, or alcohol while on duty, when conducting CEC business, and or while on CEC property. Cast members and managers are prohibited from reporting to work or from performing any work while impaired by or under the influence of a controlled substance. If you suspect another cast member of violating these guidelines, tell your manager immediately. Violations of this policy can result in discipline up to and including termination. Our policy concerning weapons and violence is very simple. Neither will be tolerated from an employee, vendor, or guest. Weapons including guns, loaded or unloaded, knives, martial arts instruments, brass knuckles, and any instrument which would be considered threatening to the physical well-being and safety of our employees are strictly prohibited on CEC premise. While some state and local guidelines may permit concealed weapons to be carried by private citizens, CEC exercises its right to prohibit all weapons on its premise. Any threats of violence, both direct and indirect, should be reported to your manager. Report all suspicious individuals or activities and call 911 if you believe you or anyone else is in immediate danger. Avoid confrontation if a situation occurs, but defend yourself or guests if there is an imminent threat of physical harm. Be sure to cooperate with law enforcement and medical personnel that respond to help, and refer all inquiries from the media to your manager. Remember, safety and security takes the efforts of everyone in the workplace. Use common sense and be aware of your surroundings at all times. If you have any questions, see your CEC Today handbook or ask your manager.
We hope that none of these situations happen to you, but please be prepared to handle any crisis as it may occur. Be safe, have fun. Now refer to the flip chart to review items in greater detail with your manager. There are quite a few, so it might take a little while to go over. Again, you will take a quiz after reviewing the flip chart, so press pause and good luck.
Wow, that was a lot of info, but those are things that you need to know in the workplace. Remember that we want to provide a workplace that is safe for everyone. Now, let's take a look at our appearance standards. As with any company, it's up to each of us to really make sure that we're in proper uniform on each and every shift. At Chuck E. Cheese's, we feel it's important that we look our best for our guests. Your manager will review the appearance standards for management as well as cast members using the flip chart. Go ahead and pause the DVD.
Did you notice that cell phones are not part of your uniform? Cell phones are not allowed while at work and should be kept in the office, your purse, or jacket. If there is an emergency and someone needs to contact you immediately, please have them contact the store directly.
Your appearance will make a lasting impression on each guest that you come in contact with. Therefore, the manager on duty will inspect your uniform daily to ensure that it meets or exceeds CEC standards in the areas of cleanliness, accuracy, and neatness. You should always be neat and clean in accordance with generally accepted personal hygiene standards. For security reasons, absolutely no changing will be allowed on CEC property before or after your shift. You must arrive to the store in full uniform. Take pride in your uniform. You never get a second chance to make a first impression with our guests.
Well, you're almost at the end. There are just a few more items to cover. The first is our menu. Take a few moments to go up to the front order area to look at the menu. It's a great time to stretch as well. Your manager will review it with you. Secondly, we need to go over some of our company benefits. Review your handbook, and if you have any questions, make sure you ask your manager or district manager to explain it to you. Lastly, let's talk about the training program. The key to training is what you put into it. I'm sure you've heard the saying that you only get out of it what you put into it. Ask a lot of questions. Get the info from your trainers. They are the pros, and they are here for you.
Oh, am I on? Oh, hey there. I'm just getting ready for my next performance and I can't seem to find my favorite shirt. Oh, there it is. Anyway, this has been a long orientation, but I know you've learned a lot about the company. You can contact your manager, district manager, or the Human Resources Department at the Support Center if you have any questions or concerns. Now, do you remember the 2 rules here at Chuck E. Cheese's? That's right! Every guest leaves happy and have fun while you work. It's all about making magic, so get out there and show them what you've got. I'm really glad you've joined my team.